Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today, it's going to be Mind and Motive in a best of 3. Game 1's going to be here on Polypoid. Bottom right, it's going to be our Protoss player. It is Motive. And in the bottom left, a Terran player. He's orange. He's looking smart today. It is Mind. This is an RJB series sent to me over Discord. If you want to join the Discord server and talk to me and other Brood War fans, including RJB, let me know, and I'll put a link in the description for you or respond to your comment directly. I do read every single comment that anyone ever makes on my YouTube channel. YouTube makes it easy. I'm not popular enough that my comments are just a streaming pile of comments that I cannot keep up with. So, if you want to get my attention, leave a comment on my YouTube channel, or ping me in my Discord server, and that will get my attention very easily. So, a best of 3 here, starting on Polypoid. Should be fun. RJB recommended replays in series are excellent. Always. Anything crazy here? No. Nobody's going for a proxy. Nobody's going for a command center. I mean, actually, this could be a command center first. This could still be a Nexus first, too. Actually, Motive is not going for a gateway here. So never mind, I take it back. It's a Nexus first from Motive. Mind on the other side is going for a barracks. Cool, cool stuff. Could this be punished? Absolutely. If the Terran player scouts this, coming over here, throwing down a bunker, getting some Marines running across the map, and just shutting this down and winning the game is entirely possible. But you have to scout it, is the whole deal, which is what Steve the SCV is up to here. Again, check him out. Steve the SCV t-shirt available at falconpaladin.store. Pretty cool place to go. Make sure you check that currency converter in the top right so it's not in Australian dollars as it is by default, unless you're Australian, which I think about 4 people in Australia watch this channel. So if you're Australian, g'day, thanks for being here, and you can just leave the currency selector at straight up ye old Australian dollars and you'll be fine. Oh, Steve is scouting the Nexus first. Holy crap, it's time. It's time to throw down the bunker, man. Punish it. Punish it, Mind. Every Terran fan watching this is like, do it. Shut it down. And Mind's like, I don't know. He's going for a factory before expanding. This could be dicey. And the fun thing about best of 3s is you don't know if this is a fast game or not. You have no idea. Maybe the first game is 6 minutes. And the rest of them are like 20-25 minutes long, right? You don't know. The power in full series is strong. So, no, actually. Not going to throw up a bunker. I mean, there's a lot of probes sharking around here, so doing that's difficult anyway. But a Marine is coming across the map. A Marine is also coming across the map. This one's chasing a probe, which seems unnecessary. I guess maybe he doesn't want Mind to see that there's not an expansion coming down for him, and that he is going for a factory before expanding, and might just be one basing this anyway. Actually, oh my gosh, this cannon. Okay, never mind. I think the window is closed. I think Mind had a tiny bit of a window to shut this thing down, but just didn't do it. Cannon's up. Expansion coming now for Mind, but he does have a Vultures on the way, which is going to deal with a Zealot. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Cybercore finally on the way at 340 here from Motive. It's late, but 'tis the nature of the Nexus first play. I like it. Alright, so Motive gets away with the Nexus first play here. His economy is going to be absolutely très fantastique. And we'll see what this is doing here. What this machine shop is going to research first. Let's watch it very, very closely. Very close. Alright, going to be spider mines. Not too surprising there. Pylon. It's got to be a robo with an observatory next here from Mine, because he has no idea if he has to be worried about spider mines or not. So that default means you're worried about spider mines. If you're a Protoss player, I'd be shocked if the next building coming in here is not a robo. Like, utterly shocked. SCV scouting around, sees nothing too crazy here, and in fact, it is the robotics facility. SCV says, aha, you're getting a robo. Cool. So my spider mines aren't going to be insanely effective. They're just going to be really effective. Okay, is it time to move out? We got Marines. We got a Vulture. We got a Siege Tank. Let's go put some pressure on this Protoss player whose army is not amazing. Because he went for the Nexus first. Dun 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 dun. Spider Mine. Target fired there. Vulture's getting some early shots off. Spider. That's a dead. Yep. Bam. Dead Dragoon in the house. Cannon up. Each tank says, what are you going to do about that? All right. Zealots. Spider Mine. Bam. Big hit on that Zealot. Vultures easily picking off a wounded Zealot. No problemo. But cannon up. Siege mode not ready to go yet. Oh, that's a robotic support bay. Look at this guy getting a robotic support bay instead of an observatory. What? He's like, I've got a cannon. I don't need obs. I can detect those spider mines, no problem, Falcon. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna get Reavers up instead. Back home, still no siege mode being researched. Did this one cannon just completely shut this down? Don't know. I'm just... Okay, fine. Siege mode is now on the way. I think it might have been there earlier, but I was just a little bit blind. The caster blindness is strong. Observatory finally coming in after a Reaver starts getting produced. So we're going to have to deal with that for sure. Engineering bay coming over just to kind of scout this airspace between the two bases so that if a shuttle's coming in, it gets an early advance notice, which is always excellent and very, very nice. Kokoro, kokoro. Ooh. Unloads a Zealot to absorb the Spider Mine hit. Nice. That was a sick play. That's what you do when you don't have obs. Use Zealots to trigger the Spider Mines. So third base coming in here from the Protoss. Needs to be a base up on the Terran. Yada, yada, yada. We know how this works. Vultures going to town on this here pylon. Third base, not really under much threat. But getting through this spider minefield without an obs is actually not great. So the delay on the obs is, you know, causing kind of an annoyance here more than anything else. Guess who's here? Shuttle has arrived. Reaver is here too. No! Okay, I thought the spider mine took it out. No. Got picked up, got saved. Spider-Mine did trigger, but I think he dodged the Spider-Mine explosion, which is kind of nuts, actually. Man, this gray is hard to see on this map for sure. Oof, 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 oof. Third base warps in, get some probes transferring up there. Obs are out. Spider-Mine field has been cleared now. It's all safe to move. Pretty quick science facility here at 8 minutes from Motive. Should be interesting. And yeah, again, thanks RJB for sending in these amazing replays for casting. You are a gentleman and a scholar, sir. Check him out at youtube.com/@RJB_TV. Oh, that Reaver snipe was 8 miles long. Usually being that far away from the Reaver when the Scarab explodes means it doesn't do any damage, but wow. That one sure did. Woof. Well, more dropships on the way here from our guy Motive. No, from Mind. Right. From Mind here. More factories coming in here too. Yes. Man, I love a good Vulture drop. We don't see them a lot, honestly. Terran is probably the race that drops the least out of the three. Zerg drops are remotely common. Protoss is the most drop heavy of all three of the races, and sometimes we get Terran doing stuff too. Ooh, getting behind this mineral line would be sick. Alright, here goes nothing. Unloading right behind this mineral line. This is dicey for our Protoss. Probes are not getting pulled as fast as they need to. Several of them do go down, and by several I mean like 3 or 4. Dragoons show up, but guess what? More Vultures inside your main base. Those probes getting evacuated too. Probe count is getting knocked down. It was 64 to 51 right now, but it was bigger before all this stuff happened. No, all the probes on gas gets sniped down. Beautiful target firing there from our guy Mind. Motive finally clears it out. Vultures continuing to shark around and be super annoying and maybe get up into this 4th base location. Do they know there's... I don't think they know. They're spider mining this area, but getting up this ramp and killing this probe would be super cool too. I mean, you're not going to kill the Nexus, but whatevs, I guess. Charon boosters on the way. Psionic Storm being researched on the other side of the map right now. This has been a pretty good PvT. Liking the aggression for sure. The Reaver stuff. The Vulture stuff. I had somebody on the live stream on Sunday last week ask me, are Vultures good in TvP? And the answer is yes. They're so good. Yeah, I'm surprised the Vultures didn't get up here. I guess they didn't want to get trapped is the problem. It can be a bit of a threat for sure. But anyway, these guys just hanging out. A couple of Reavers. Waiting to see if the Terran's going to leave his house here or not. But yeah, it is 4 bases now from Motive. Mine's only on 2 bases. He does have a 3rd base, though, that he's building inside the main. He's going to lift it off and land it here, where there are Dragoons waiting for it. So that's pretty dicey. Siege tanks got to try to shut that thing down. Haven't heard the siege mode sound today all that much, but now we got the siege mode ready to go. We got a face-off here. It's the Sharks and the Jets on the streets of New York City, man. Poor Observer just gets absolutely overkilled by 3 Goliaths with Charon boost there. That's range, not really attack, but you know how this works. Siege tanks slowly sieging up here. This is where Motive is just trying to delay the inevitable push. Inexorable push of a Terran player as good as Motive is. And is he going to expand down here too? Maybe. This is more watching for drops than anything else, but this is definitely expandable. Motive sitting on 1,300 minerals. Might as well do it, man. 900 now if you just made a round of Zealots. Okay, Ob sniped. And the very, very slow push here from mine, continuing to push slowly, as we know it does. Yeah, 3rd base landing here would be pretty sweet, but he doesn't feel safe enough to do it. The Terran army is right here. The Reavers are coming up. Oh, man, if they get target fired, which they're not. Reaver shots coming in. Storm is up, too. Reaver hits. Zealot getting dropped on top of those siege tanks. Zealot bombing at its greatest right now. Woo! 2 tanks down simultaneously thanks to the Zealot bombing. Terrible, terrible damage here against mine as he's kind of backed up a little bit. Motive doing a great job denying this 3rd base, while his 3rd base, or 4th base rather, is just running quite nicely. 5th base now warping in 2 at that top right spot. I think Motive is in a fantastical position. Très, très fantastique. I've been saying that one a lot today. Not actually sure if that's accurate French or not. 3rd base landing from mine. Such a satisfying sound. The sound design for StarCraft as a whole is just incredibly satisfying. Like, who was in charge of this? I don't know. It seems that there were like 3 or 4 people involved with it, which makes sense. There's a lot of work to be done, but they were awesome. Okay, we're just, okay. So, just 2 free shuttles there, I guess. Unload a couple Zealots on top of Spider Mines. That was not great by Motive. Not the best setup there whatsoever, but he's got a bunch of gateways. He's continually pumping. He's got 5 Zealots and 5 Dragoons in production at a time. 3rd base was really important for Mind. He finally gets it after a bit of a delay. 4th base up this left side seems like it would make sense for him because, again, it's a 5-basing Protoss right now. He's up 79 to 61 total workers right now. So economically, the Protoss is doing what he needs to do. He's dealing with Vulture harass as well as he can. He's doing drops. He's got Vultures. He's got Storm. He's out expanding our guy like crazy. Oof, 2 probes getting sniped there. Vulture's escaping the scene of the crime. One of them gets killed. No! Run! Oh, that's a dead couple of probes there, too. I mean, might as well engage. And the Spider Mine at the top of the ramp. I don't know if they have any Spider Mines left. Not as much. Okay, so the probes are going to die. But the Vultures are going to die, too. And actually, not as good target fire in there. So, whatever. In the middle of the map, more Vultures heading up that way. Giving chase. A bunch of Zealots and Dragoons are not as fast, though, is the problem. These guys engage. The Dragoons engage the Vultures. More Spider Mines getting laid. Just kind of keeping Motive running around in circles here in the middle of the map. Trying to make it a safe place for their probes to transfer up to their 5th base in the top right. Looking good. So Motive is maxed out. Mine is 155 total supply. EMP is finally getting researched from mine. He's had a science vessel for a while now. A little bit late on that upgrade, I would say, but he's been more worried about getting out Vultures and siege tanks than science vessels for the last few minutes, I imagine. Couple replacement shuttles are out. We got High Templar in one and Zealots in the other. The Zealots are here to absorb damage first, as we all know. Spider Mine's connecting. Yeah. Ouch. Super ouch. Are you pulling back with these shuttles? Yeah, I guess. Bit of a vulture attack into the third base here of Motive. Zealots trying to deal with it. Spider Mines and Vulture's a great combo there, and the Zealots not having a good time. Dodging back on in, sniping a High Templar, sick. Sniping another High Templar, sick. Yeah, this is showing the full extent of what Vultures are good for in TVP. They shark around, they snipe High Templar, they're killing Zealots easily. The Zealots look silly trying to chase these guys down and trying to kill them. Spider Mine, bam, big connection. Actually killed 2 of the Vultures too. Spider Mines giveth and Spider Mines taketh away, as we always say in StarCraft. Too good. Is that a 6th base? Dude, Motive is expanding again, y'all. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 bases happening for the Protoss player, and looking strong here in game number 1 of our best of 3 scenario here. I mean, the good news for Mind here is that he is at 180 supply. He's got a big, scary army of tanks with 3-2 upgrades. Vultures with the same upgrades, obviously. The gateway upgrades are sitting at +2 attack, 0 armor. Sometimes we'll see Protoss go for that 3 attack and a 0 armor setup. Pre-Spider Mine seeding this top left base here for a 4th base here is Mind while he moves out. Good snipe on an obs. That Reaver alone for some reason. A shuttle must have died that I missed. Well, the 2 shuttles are up here, and Mind is saying, all right, maybe you overexpanded. Maybe you're a greedy, greedy Protoss, as this 4th base, yeah, is just going to land up here while the Protoss is worried about this push out from Mind. Doing a good job expanding while attacking. All right, Siege Tank getting shots off. Double Storms. Beautiful double Storms there. High Templar paying for it with his life. Siege tank count still pretty intimidating on this left side by Mind. A lot of the army of Motive is not really in a position to deal with this unless they're coming from the north and going for a surround. Which, as we all know, is an impressive thing to do. SCV transfer up to the 4th base here for the Terran player. These Zealots are getting cleared out. Spider Mine's doing their job too. This is not looking great. I mean, again, the army just doesn't want to engage. They seem to be out somewhere out. They have to come down this way and try to wipe these dudes out from the top. Or we're just going to base trade. You're just going to try to kill this 4th base and just kind of give up your 3rd in the meantime. I don't know. Motive's expanding again. 12 o'clock base. 7th for him. Dude. All right. So, yeah, this 4th base in trouble. Spider-Mine's getting cleared out by the Zealots. First of all, on the other side, Mind continuing to creep on in here. Eating some storms a little bit. High Templar getting sniped. But yeah, this base is in a lot of trouble because the Spider Mines can't do everything, obviously. So knocked down to a 3 base economy here is Mind. Whereas Motive, he still hasn't lost a base yet. Just a quick thought here. It's 195 to 172 in favor of our guy, the Protoss. He also has a 20 worker advantage. So some of that is... It's an army advantage and a worker advantage combined here, obviously, if we're doing the maths. So 3rd base not taking any direct hits. Natural base not taking any direct hits either. But Vultures are getting pretty deep into the Protoss base here. Zealots coming down this ramp are just getting not a lot of work done as they're also dying. I mean, sure, they're killing a Vulture here and there, but they're horribly outnumbered. High Templar rallying down here seems like a pretty bad idea. And in fact it is. They go back up the ramp because they know what a bad idea it is. So natural base does go down here. Main base might be in a spot of trouble. He's building new gateways in the top right for summer home purposes. Here he comes down the ramp, getting a ton of storms up on these tanks. Beautiful storms. Siege tanks are still firing terribly. A lot of High Templar died. A lot of Dragoon blood on the ground there too. But the tank count just got reduced to 3. Reinforcing siege tanks are coming. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Trying to bolster the forces here. 3rd base under attack. Natural base dead. Main base mined out. Production still exists, which is awesome. These 2 High Templar are definitely dead after they get their storms off. Well done, guys, but that's it for you. So So third base dead, but look at this. 1, 2, 3, and 4 bases. All sorts of happy. Oh, he didn't know about this base. Ah, dropship died with a siege tank and 2 vultures in it. Absolutely rip there. Adding some Goliaths into the mix. They do pretty well against Zealots too, but the third base explodes for Motive. Mind, he finally is able to get his 4th base up. In the meantime, he's killed 2 bases of the Protoss, but there are so many more bases that exist right now for the Protoss player that the Terran has to deal with, and it's not easy to do. It's like playing whack-a-mole just a little bit, yeah? DT is in production from Motive. When behind, make DTs. Okay, so literally nothing defending this base except for 2 cannons, huh? Alright, so that one's gonna die. Trying to actually come up this way to help out. You're blocked off by a couple pylons. Totally sucks. Zealots coming around from the south side. Trying to get something done there. Not exactly awesome. Probe. Oh my gosh. Every probe of this base is going to die. So yeah, remember that worker advantage Motive had? It's gone. It's 57 to 54 workers now in favor of the Terran player. This is a killer match. RJB is always right. He never sends me duds, man. They're always so good. Oh, Spider-Man killing a tank there. Possibly 2. I don't know. The 4th Nexus dead. From Motive, still relying on these 3 bases for income right now. Trying to come... I just... No. These vultures have kind of been MVPs today. Oh, but hang on. Not enough siege tanks to actually stop this Dragoon army from coming down and wiping it out. Okay, big victory there for Motive. Resetting the tank count effectively to 0 there. Saving his main base. He could maybe reestablish his 3rd if he wanted to, and his 4th as well, because guess what the tank count is? It's all the way down to, like, 6. So, not great. I guess there are 2 up at the 4th base, too, if you want to count those. But those are more defensive, less offensive, guys. But, yeah, this is a good game. 163 to 128 supply. Worker count's about even, so this is a bigger army value for the Protoss for sure. 3 attack, 1 armor versus 3-3. Fully upgraded mech here. Siege tanks pulling back, pulling back. No vultures in this group. The Zealots are scary. This is why the siege tanks can't siege up. Zealot bombing. Storm drop in. Oh, no. And that's 20 SCVs dead. Mine gets knocked down to 37 workers. What a sick, sick High Templar drop there. I think Motive might have this thing here in game number 1. He's still got the 3 bases mining. It's effectively 2 bases mining for the Terran player. Plus, 58 to 37 workers is such a massive advantage to have here, too, at 22 minutes. Oh, that was so good. That was one of the sickest storm drops I've ever seen. Vultures trying to be aggressive again, finding a High Templar to kill, taking a storm in the process because they misclicked there initially, and then bailing before the Dragoons come to shut them down. Dude, finding these High Templar would be good, but I think the Vultures are taking a different path, and they are. Spider mines in case the army comes after the 3rd base of mine. Seems like a pretty solid idea to defend that one. Vultures making sure this base hasn't been taken by Motive, and it hasn't. That's good. High Templar cannons defending the 12 o'clock. 7th of Motive here. His macro has been insane, and it feels like maybe it wasn't too much. Sure, he lost a couple of bases, but they were old sources of income. His newer sources of income are doing just fine, thanks. Protoss music being stately and majestic as always. Man, the number of High Templar that have died today is at least 20, but man, they're getting storms off before they go. Vulture's good. Good unit. If mine wins this game, it's going to be really largely on the back of the work these Vultures have done pretty much the entire game. Sure, the siege tanks do a lot of the heavy lifting here, but man. Spider mines, sniping High Templar, high value targets you're killing with Vultures. Vultures are basically free. And yet they're taking out High Templar so easily. You just got to get close enough to do it. So the High Templar in the shuttles, allowing them to get close enough to get storms off here. Defensive matrix up on 4 of the siege tanks. Zealots, getting right on top of them. This is not looking good for mine. This tank count might get reset back down to 4 or 5 again, and in fact it is. 150 to 66 total supply. I think Motive has got game 1 here, and that's a GG. Mind taps out, and Motive is your winner in 24 minutes and 52 seconds for game number 1 of this best of 3. Holy crap, that was a good game. Yeah, best of series don't often have like 25, 30-minute games. At least not the ones that I cast. But the first one totally was, so that was awesome. Yeah, the expansions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 bases. Just too much for our guy mine to deal with. There was an 8th base coming up down to the south tier 2 at 24 minutes. The expansion timings were sick from Motive. Yeah, he lost a lot of probes. Yes, he lost a lot of High Templar. 1 million Zealots died, 1 million Dragoons too. But guess what? He had so many bases, he could replenish those losses easily. The Storm Drop, sick over here at the 4th base, was killer. The Reaver stuff didn't do a whole lot, but that's okay. He'll come back to it later maybe. Excellent game number 1. Protoss fans are very happy about that performance. I don't think you can play much better than that in a PvT. 201,000 points from Motive, 186,000 from Mind in game 1. Kill death ratio here. Mind outproducing the Protoss and out-killing the Protoss. Interesting. I guess Vultures are cheap is the lesson there, right? But Motive outspent, wow, outspent the Terran by holy cannoli. Do some quick math here. Falcon, you got this. 25,000 resources in only 24 minutes? That's huge. That is so hard to win when your opponent has that much more money than you do. That many more money. I speak English, I promise. That's my native language. Woo! All right. Well, that was a great game number 1. I hope game number 2 lives up to it, because that was amazing. So game 1's over. Let's go to game number 2. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We're back with game 2. It's on Neo Sylphid. At top side, going to be a pink Terran. This time it's Mind, and a yellow Protoss. Bottom left, it is Motive. This is a great map for Reaver drops, so I assume we're going to have a Reaver opening here from Protoss, but I could be wrong. Caster cursing is a thing. Woo! So PvT. So next week on Saturday, we're going to have another series. It's going to be a best of 5 featuring Flash and Bisu. That was dug up by RJB of RJB TV fame. So mark your calendars for that one, man. You don't want to miss a best of series featuring Flash and Bisu. No siree, Bob. Okay, so 3-player map. Going for a Nexus first is a little bit more risky here. It might get scouted more easily than on a giant 4-player map. Probe scout on the wrong way anyway to see what's going on in Terranville, so it's fine. We're gonna watch the mineral gathering, see what we're dealing with here. See if anything nuts is happening. But hey, be sure to check out falconpaladin.store for your merch needs. Again, Steve the SCV t-shirts. And feel free to support the channel directly if you want to by clicking the join button down below. For as little as $2 a month, you can become an official channel member of the Falcon Paladin Brood War YouTube scene. Pretty cool stuff. You get access to new emotes. You get a super cool emoji next to your name, which is just so fancy-pantsy. And if you want to support me directly without going through like a subscription service or anything, PayPal is a fine way to do that too. One-time donation. Actually, as far as all the options to support me, Patreon or YouTube or whatever, PayPal takes the least amount of cash for themselves. So for smaller cuts and more of your money going directly to Falcon Paladin, PayPal and falconpaladin@gmail.com is the address for that one. Fancy pants. All right. Well, what do we got? Nothing. Nothing crazy. Nothing at all. Gateway coming up normally. Bam. Motive not going for Nutso Nexus first play, which worked out for him in game 1. Quite nicely. Steve the SCV scouting in, see what's going on. Says, is there another Nexus first play? More shenanigans here from Motive? No. Not even close. Not even Glenn close. Ha 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 ha. Once again, one base opener with the factory. Standard stuff. Not doing anything too greedy here is Mind, but maybe he needed some more greed. Probe gets chased out, almost dead. Never a good thing to experience at all. Zealot shows up to be annoying, but 3 Marines well positioned there. The Zealot really can't hit them at all, so he just has to retreat out of shame. Singularity charge. So Dragoon pressure is going to be real here. A little bit of Zealot pressure. I mean, it's 2. We're not making any more than that. Dragoon's on the follow-up here, but just a little micro challenge here from Mind and Motive. Does end up losing a Marine, loses another Marine, loses another Marine. Okay, that was... Dude, 4 Marines died there. That didn't need to happen. When I said micro challenge, mine kind of stopped microing his Marines at all, so that's not good. Well, gonna expand at the 400 mineral mark, and ka-chow, it's time, SCV. Let's go. Ahem. Ahem. Let's build a command center. You have enough money for it. You wanted to make a Marine first. And an SCV first, and a tank first, and then he's going to expand. Hooray! All right, cool. So Dragoon's out, range on the way. Now it's time to expand for Motive. Mind and Motive, pretty similar expansion timings here, if I do say so myself. Alright, Dragoon gonna try to pressure, but this is a... I mean, Dragoon can't really handle 4 Marines of Ultra and a Siege Tank. Alright, Mine, let's go. We're gonna have a shorter game number 2 here. Quite possibly. Quite possibly. Mine trying to even up the count here. Being a little bit aggressive. He did this in the last game, right? He moved out with an unsiegeable Siege Tank. Did he get... he might have got Siege Mode first today, actually, because Spider Mines is up next. Oh, intriguing. Okay, never mind. 3 Dragoons is way better than 1, and Mine has to back it out here. So, yeah, Motive having a pretty good time here. He won game 1. First 5 minutes is going fairly well for him. He's immune to this pressure that Mine tried to put on him again. Not really working out for him. More factories on the way from the Terran player. Spider-Mine's starting to get laid all over the place because that is what a good Terran player will do. Laying those Spider-Mines like you lay bricks. Nope, that doesn't work. Tried to go for an analogy of some kind there. Laying Spider-Mines like you're laying treasures for people with metal detectors to find on the beach later. Except the treasure is death. Yeah, that sounds about right. So poor Probe comes up, gets spotted by the Spider-Mine, Vulture runs in and kills it. Ugh, connection. Oh, that's a dead Dragoon if ever I saw one. It's a 2 HP Dragoon. Run, pull back. Spider-Mine down here too. So 3rd base here for Motive. Not going to be super hot. Not exactly something he can pull off easily. Alright, so 3rd base is now coming in for the Protoss player. Maybe thinking about a 4th base, but Spider-Mine's going to have something to say about that one for sure. Are we getting any of that Reaver tech? We got a shuttle out. That to me indicates yes, definitely getting Reaver tech. Where? Ah, the vacuum cleaners are here at the front. Is where they be. Going for gravitic drive here. That is the speed upgrade for the shuttles. Like I said, man, Reaver openings on this map are good because your main base is huge. There's good Reaver drop-off spots and shuttle sneak-in spots too. Somebody killed an egg. I think it was this one. Or it was this one. They both killed their eggs. Wait. No, the eggs are here. Never mind. It was the Terran what killed his egg. There's this weird bug. Remember when I did that Flash versus, I don't know, whoever it was, whoever the Protoss player was game. And Flash killed his egg with a siege tank, and if I had the egg selected when it died, it crashed the game. Like just hard crash Brood War. Bleh. Gone. What a crazy bug. So Spider Mine, Spider Mine, Spider Mine, Spider Mine. Vultures being aggressive as they want to do. The Spider Mine gets cleared out, but it indicates where the expansion is going to be next. I mean, not that you're surprised by it. This is the 4th base location on this map anyway. No matter who you are. Engineering Bay does spot the presence of this shuttle out here. Trying to get some damage done. Scans the main base, sees a Citadel of Adun coming in. Can't really be surprised by that. Sees additional gateways too, so nothing crazy going on. Oh, expanding here would be interesting instead of here. Or maybe both at the same time. Who knows? Yeah, I think the shuttle came all the way home. Didn't like what he saw. Got speed now, though, boys. Zoom. First starport of the day on the way here from mine, and by of the day I mean of this game, because I'm not used to casting best of series all that much, am I? No, not so much. And as always, in best of series, don't expect just because it's a best of 3 there's a 3rd game, or if there's a best of 5 there's a 5th game, because maybe there's not. I will add a little filler time at the end of the VOD here on YouTube if that's the case. If there's like a, you know, somebody wins in 4 games in a best of 5, I'll just toss on a VOD at the end a bit of something else you can enjoy, and it just makes it look like the games go longer, and you don't know what it is. Yeah, same thing we saw in game number 1, honestly, right? We've got this little bit of a Reaver contain. And the Vultures try to move out here, they're going to take Reaver shots, which is like what they really don't want to be doing. Fourth base finally coming in here from Motive. Still 2 basing on the Terran. 3rd base probably here, but once again, Dragoons are just kind of covering this area. So yeah, Motive has a plan here. I would expect him to get up another base pretty soon. Oh, free Reaver shot on that tank, though. Yeah, tanks pretty good targets, too. Once again, the Obs get sniped by the Goliaths as they pop out. It's a different map, but man, it sure feels like game 1, doesn't it? Ah, tank fire! Oh, the scan. Extra range on those siege tanks allows it to wipe out that Reaver. That was sick. Okay, slow move out. Terran, this game, I don't see an indication of a 3rd base, which is probably good because the Dragoons would shut that down anyway right now. No upgrades on the gateway units yet as far as attack and armor goes. +1 attack for the mech stuff is done for Mind here. So upgrade advantage continuing for this guy. Zealots and oh my gosh, this is a beautiful engagement. Wow, definitely trading tanks for Zealots and Dragoons there. So what you got to do, I know I say it every time, but it's because it's true. Oh, he had a command center over here. What the heck? Never mind, there's totally a 3rd base for Mind. I thought he was 2 basing. Where did he even build that thing? Here? No. Where does he have room to build a command center and then float it over here? I have no idea. It came from Magic. Yep, another base coming up down this left side from Motive. Looking good. Sonic Storm is on the way from the Protoss. He's working on a Stargate. I don't think we saw any Stasis in the last game, did we? We did not see any Arbiter play. It was Storm. That was the spell of choice, and boy golly, did it work very, very well in Game 1. Even game right now, which is not good for the Terran player. You don't want to be on even supply. Well, actually, you do. It's not good for the Protoss to be on even supply here, right? Protoss needs to have more stuff so as to overcome the cost-effectiveness of the Terran with the siege tanks and the spider mines. Trying to get them drops off up at the top side. Spider mines. Ah, wipe it, but a High Templar unloads, gets a couple kills, and then gets wiped out by a siege tank. Whew. This is pretty drop proof. Not like perfectly drop proof, but that was pretty good. I don't think that was a nice trade at all for Motive. So Terran fans taking some heart. Ooh, expanding to a 4th base mined right side too. I like it. He says, okay, in game 1 I got out expanded like a chump. Let's see if we can do that too. Boom, boom. Looks like Motive wants to take this bottom right, holding on to that pretty well. Vulture's on the aggression. That's why you make cannons even before your probes are there. Sometimes they come in here and try to kill your probes anyway and kind of succeed because Vultures are super annoying pests. Look at these guys. You even have cannons up and they wiped out 4 or 5 probes. 64 to 55 workers in favor of the Terran. His 4th base is up and running quite nicely compared to the 1, 2, 3, 4 bases of the Protoss. 5th base warping in though. And again, maybe setting up for a 6th base down this right side as well. Dragoons on spider mine clearing duty, as they will do. Stasis is on the way. 6th base warping in from the Protoss player. Big chunky army. +2 attack on those guys already. The mech is hanging out on their side of the map at +2, +1 upgrades. Reaver does get into this 4th base. Gets 9 kills. 10 kill Reaver before it dies. Even in the worker count at 61 to 61. Excellent. Good Reaver shenanigans. And the shuttles of High Templar are so good. So good. I love it. Yeah, then you unload and you storm in there. Oh, that's so great. I haven't seen that a whole lot. The High Templar in shuttle play is something you see a lot in StarCraft 2, not so much in Brood War. So trades there again, right? I would say that went pretty well for Motive. Lost a lot, but did wipe out a ton of siege tanks as well, right? What are we down to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 siege tanks here. Dragoons threatening this 4th base. Siege tanks have to chase that away. Motive maybe trying to expand up here. Again, there's a pylon for that, but whatever. Bottom right, 6th base is up and running. Probe transfer over there is going to be a long probe transfer and a pretty scary one to be sure. Mine trying to get a 5th base up here on the land just below his own main base. Got some nice Sim City turrets all over the place. Worried about further drops. Worried about recalls because Arbiters are in production here. Definitely should be worried about that. Like any Terran player should be worried about recalls from a player as good as a Motive is. So it's 165 to 156 supply. Motive is up in overall supply and in worker count. Science facility doing what science facilities do, as recall is being researched here by the Protoss player. So yeah, once again, Motive just expanding like a madman, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bases for him right now. Keeping up better this time is Mind, who's able to get up to 4 bases and a 5th base potentially pretty quickly. Just kind of not building a command center right now. I don't know. Shuttle comes in. Yeah, tries to kill some of these missile turrets, but gets immediately wiped out. Try to just buy some time for this Arbiter to... Alright, fine. Just recalled right on in on top of the production facilities here. Zealot Dragoons firing on whatever they can. 2-2 upgrades on these dudes. Spider Mines all over the place. Siege Tanks joining the party, getting defensive matrixed up here. Zealots not exactly target firing. So some of your buildings are on fire. Fine. A couple of your turrets died. That's okay, too. You killed an Arbiter. You killed a lot of Zealots and Dragoons. Didn't really lose a lot there, I would say. That was probably a successful defense from Mind, in my estimation. Oh, yeah. It's the old 4 High Templar, 4 Zealots in Shuttles play that we saw in game number 1. Motive doing this same style again. It worked for him in game 1. Let's try it for game 2. Oh, I feel the storm drop. 60 SCVs now, but guess what? Not anymore! SCVs trying to dodge those storms as well as they can. Down to 47. 45-44. The SCV massacre here. What a sick killer drop. Again, Motive storm drops have been so good today. Disgustingly good. Dude, it's a ghost town. This 4th base of Mind is a ghost town right now. Finally building a 5th base. Took him a while to decide to get there, but he did. Wow. So this is a recall group. If I ever saw a recall group that was pre-set up, that's gonna be one. Let's see if they decide to move out, or maybe we're gonna try a recall. Recall. Okay, siege tank count, big and scary again here. Got that 3-2 upgrade set up, working on that 3 armor. And, yeah, this is delay tactics. Motive doing what he can to slow this up. Motive decided to go after the 5th base a little bit here. Not with all of his army, but some of it. Siege tank setting up. Arbiter might throw down a stasis. An Archon in production for some reason. Stasis. Did get EMP'd. Never mind. Beautiful EMP, man. That Arbiter's like, well, I can provide cloaking services, but that's about all I can do for you today right now. A little bit of cloaked Zealot action coming up into the natural base is hilarious. And the 5th base is dying too. But Mind is winning this, dude. Motive's mic. Okay. All right. Was there a recall over here? There was probably a recall over there. Oh, yeah. This whole army. Remember when I was like, that's a recall if I've ever seen one. And then this army was it gone? Ah, maybe it wasn't. Whatever. I'm a little bit lost here. So, 4th base dies, 5th base dies, 3rd base is a ghost town. And Mind needs to win with this now, but he can't. This is just like game 1. Sure, the natural base is going to die. Sure, the 3rd base is going to die, but Mind still has bases elsewhere and production facilities and capabilities elsewhere. Yeah, this is... interesting how similar these 2 games have been, and I don't know if there's a path forward here for Mind to win this game. The difference is he has killed another base, so he does end up killing 3 of the older sources of income for Motive, including a bunch of his probes. There's 40 to 47 workers now in favor of Motive. 5th base is alive. New command center managed to get over here and take care of that. 2 Dragoons, 6 kills and 9 kills apiece with +3 attack, +2 armor, and +1 shields. Gonna try to wipe out this command center. Vultures, guys, you're not great at this, actually. Spider mines are, though. Yeah, wiping out the newer sources of income here for Motive would be way more effective than going after these older sources. Wiping out this bottom right corner would be pretty hot. If Mind is considering doing that. He's got a command center in the middle of the map. I guess maybe he could float it over this way and retake the 4th. Little Zealot drop, not as effective as a Storm drop, but they're clearing out Spider Mines, preparing the way for future attacks. And here comes Mind, heading down to the south here. Okay, alright. Mind is down by 70 supply, but wiping out Nexuses is a good way to win this game. He's got a long hill to climb if he wants to do this, but I feel like he's getting some good starts. Motive, not defending the bottom right corner. I feel like maybe he should. But also killing Terran bases accomplishes his goal as well. EMP catches the Arbiter, knocking it down to 0 energy. 5th base has to lift and run and get out of there. So the only source of income that exists now for Mind is his 3rd base. Dude, why are you leaving? You could kill this. This base maybe dying would be sick too. This is a fantastic next game, by the way. Game 2 has been very, very good so far. But just this number keeps being problematic. 171 to 104 supply. Ooh, Science Vessel gets wiped by cannons. Here we go. Another Nexus going down. This is how Mind is going to win this game. There's a ton of probes here, too, that don't really have anywhere to go. Motive maybe going to try to save it. He's in the neighborhood. Yeah, he's coming through, but... I don't know. Yeah, they're just like, okay, so they focus the Nexus, make sure it dies. They scan to reveal the cloak stuff, but no vultures here. The siege tanks are way more effective than they definitely should be. Storms are tossed down. The tank count is getting wiped out. It's 136 to 76 supply, and I mean, sure, you got a base, but you traded everything for it. So Motive is down to 1 mining base. Mind is down to 1 mining base. They both have similar numbers of workers, around 35 here. What a fantastic game number 2 this is. I almost want to epic tag this one alone. Woof. Okay, trying to set up shop, defending the only... Oh, actually, there's 2 bases here from Mind. Oh, it's 1 base for Motive. 2 bases for Mind. High Templar, Storm Drop of Death again, though. Good grief. About 4 SCVs, maybe 5 died there. Nothing crazy, but ow. Terran music playing, giving Mind some powers. He's down 70 supply and army value right now. Not where you want to be. Considering, yeah, stacking up here for a recall quite possibly with this guy right here. Wait, no. It made the recall sound, but it didn't actually recall because it did get EMP. What? I've never seen it make the sound before and fail to complete. That was crazy. Okay, somewhere Artosis is happy about that one. He's like, finally, an EMP that was right on the edge of catching a recall, and it actually stopped the recall. Amazing. Look at Mind, retaking his 4th base down here too, so he's kind of back up to 5 bases. Motive, rebuilding his Nexuses that have died in this game, at least 2 of them. 2 of his newer sources of income coming back. Buying time. Yeah, man. Mind doing what he needs to do. And that is kill bases and kill probes. Kill Nexuses. They has to be the primary target here. But also defending is on his mind at the moment. Ah, big recall. Man, I was looking for that too. Big recall right side. 4th base, 4th command center dies. No, you're supposed to kill Nexuses, not lose command centers. The silver lining here is that there's a lot of army of Motive kind of trapped on this high ground and not able to do a lot. Zealot bombing the siege tanks is always effective, though, and by golly. Okay, only one of the tanks died. Not as effective as he wanted it to be. Motive trying to stay away from the siege tanks as much as he can, hilariously. But, man, 160 to 117 supply, not great. Motive's got his second base back. Oh, mass recall on top of those siege tanks. What a sick play. That might be it. We're looking at a 160 to 90 total supply, 70 supply up. Okay, some of that is SCVs, fine, but still. And yeah, big attack coming into this fifth base too. Just too much Protoss running wild on the Terran side of the map right now. Siege tanks are good, but not this good. Yeah, doubling up the supply is the Protoss player. Third base under direct attack to save it only to siege tanks. The full liftoff of the 5th command center. Yeah, there's just too much source of income right now for the Protoss. Too much army for the Protoss. Got that 3-1-3 upgrade pattern. Trying to spider mine down this entire army. Able to do it? No. Maybe. Actually, it kind of sort of worked. Did chase him away, nevertheless. So re-landing this base. This is crazy. This is a crazy good game, too. But that's it. GG! Mine taps out, and Motive is the winner of our best of 3 in 29 minutes and 56 seconds. Woo! So 2 really great Protoss wins. I think Mind played very well. Motive just, you know, played better. Great macro from him all over the place. It's hard to lose 1, 2, 3, like 4 or 5 Nexuses in a 29-minute game and win anyway, but did a great job recalling on top of bases, wiping out command centers, coming from angles that were difficult for Mind to defend, getting a recall into the main base too. He was harassing every single potential location that Mind had in this entire game. This bottom right, meanwhile, was left pretty much entirely alone for Motive, which is a big deal. But yeah, the storms were good. The storm drops were sick. The positioning was really, really excellent there too. And just overall, I'm so impressed. I am like beyond impressed with this game and these games from Motive. Excellent, excellent work. Protoss fans are going to be happy about that one. Hit that like button if you enjoyed what you saw, because that was, that was some excellent PvT. It's RJB approved. Of course it is. Of course it is. What else do we expect? All right, cool. Let's move on to the final score here of game number 2. And let me know in the comments if you enjoyed the best of scenario here. I think it's really fun. 232,000 points from Motive, 222 from Mind, outproducing the Protoss player and outkilling the Protoss player again is Mind. It's just not enough because the production numbers are off, because Vultures are cheap and like Dragoons and Zealots are not. Buildings raised, fairly similar. That makes for a fun game for sure. And once again, just outspending the Terran by a huge chunk of money. 22,000 resources. Maybe 21,500. But still, in 30 minutes, Motive's macro is crazy. And his micro is really good too. We got to get more Motive out here, I think. Wow. Okay, so that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered and a very good best of 3. Thanks again, RJB. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself. Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered! Today, going to be one of the pivots plays from the year 2002, going to be Nazgul versus Boxer, here on Jungle Story, well, Neo Jungle Story, according to the map name. Left side, we've got a yellow Protoss player, it is Nazgul, representing Team Liquid. And then we've got Slayer's Boxer, the purple Terran player on the right side. So again, this is one of the Pippus plays from the year 2002, which might be before your birth, if you're watching this. It was a very, very long time ago. And, yes, exactly 20 years ago, if I post this in 2022. Yeah, I'm going to post this in 2022. If it's on the YouTube channel, this is going to be a Patreon game for those of you who support me at patreon.com/Falcon Paladin. For at least $1 a month, you get to see it a month before anybody else. And if you're watching this in the first week of 2022 and the last week of December of 2021, and thank you very much for supporting me. If you're watching this in January or maybe February 2022, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. I'm here 5 times a week with Brood War content, and this is Neo Jungle Story. 4-player map. A very lucrative center base, which again serves as a place for the desperate or the people who are so much in control that they can expand there with no fear. And it's a PvT. All right, man, so both players, no proxies here. We're going to have to see what is pimp about one of these players here today. If you don't know what a Pimpus play is, it was just something that SC Legacy put together every single year between 2002 through like 2000 and when did they end doing that? Like 13 or so is when they stopped. But it was a good decade run of just collecting all the best plays from StarCraft and putting them into one replay pack. Somebody was able to provide me with a bunch of those replays. This is one of them. I'm very excited for it. Excited to see what we get here today. Obviously, not a lot of Boxer games, not a lot of Nazgul games either here from these two players, just because they were elite in a time when replays are from a long time ago. Replays get lost. Replays have to be found again. Sometimes they're broken and need to be fixed, and it's just a little bit harder to get from this era. I mean, it's 20 years of gaming, guys. Yeah, can you imagine if, like, in the year 2000, we had a bunch of Pac-Man, like, competitive Pac-Man replays we could go back to from 1980? Doesn't that just blow your mind? And that's what we're doing here. 20 years, which doesn't seem as long to me because I'm an old person, but to a younger person watching this, they could have been not born in 2002 or just a very small baby and still be an adult today, right? Be in college, be in university, maybe have children of their own by now. That's just bonkers to me. So double factory open here from Boxer. Got a 1 Marine up to deal with incoming scouting units. No big deal. No robotics facility, so both players going for the 1 basers here. Again, the further back you go in the meta of StarCraft Brood War, the later the expansions are. Players didn't really figure out how to incorporate earlier expands into their gameplay for some time. And 2002 is definitely too early for that. So you will see a ton of 1-base plays. But the defenders are 1-basing it too, so it's not as aggressive. I mean, it is aggressive, but it's not as powerful, I guess. If you go for a 1-base play today, you're likely going to catch your opponent off guard, which is why they're scouting for that. If they can't scout your 1-base play and they go for like a 1-Rax expand or a Rax or a gateway, I guess, into a Cybercore to an expansion, they're going to have a bad time. So what is the plan here today? We're going for Vulture Speed here at 4 minutes. That's fine. SCV tries to see if there's any evidence of an expansion here. There's not. A couple Dragoons out. Are there any? I mean, I'm not sure what we're looking for other than just kind of dancing around with a Boxer here. Oh my gosh. Double machine shop working on spider mines and Vulture Speed same time. When's the last time you saw that, ladies and gentlemen and undecideds? That is... I can't think. They're always sequential these days, right? The games that I'm casting from 2015 and onwards and today, we definitely get 1 machine shop, work on those upgrades one at a time. It's going to be siege mode, right? First, or whatever you get first, but it's sequential. I guess very rarely we'll see double machine shop running here, but not very often. So some Vulture Harass going to be part of the play here, and going into a pretty quick starport here too. Once again, no sign of an expansion from anybody here at 5 minutes. SCV here to provide maybe some additional support to these Marines, maybe a little extra DPS, maybe going to throw up a forward bunker. That'd be pretty good too, but once again, a shuttle's out, and Nazgul is going to try to be aggressive as well with his shuttle. A couple Zealots and a Dragoon in there. So SCV pops up, and this is bunker location here. Not bad. Maybe you can get away with it, or is the Dragoon going to pop out and ruin you? I guess maybe waiting for your friends. So these are fully speedy and spider-miney vultures here, friendos. Insane stuff. Robotic support bay is coming in. Spider-mines get some nice hits. Oh, they took down the Dragoon that was guarding the wall. These vultures need to fire on something. There we go. A little bit glitched out, like vultures have been for a very long time. Spider-mine connects on that Dragoon, almost kills it. You can probably finish that one off pretty easily. And they do. And the Spider-Man doesn't fire on it, so there's no overkill there. Dude, this is nuts. This is such incredible aggression here. How many Spider-Mines do you have left? Might as well toss the... Oh, no, it got killed by a probe instead. Okay, so I don't know what we lose. All of those vultures in exchange for 2, 3, 4 Dragoons, maybe? Oof, that one takes a direct hit to the face, too. But what it does is slows down the aggression of Nazgul here, Liquid Nazgul, right? He's got Observatory and Robotics Bay. Again, this is what one base can do for you. You can tech up really fast. Starport is getting a control tower, so this is probably going to be a dropship. Just battle cruisers aren't very good in this matchup, and even in 2002, it wasn't ever really considered a great idea. I mean, you could do them for fun, and me and my friends totally did back then. We were definitely making battle cruisers for fun. Carriers, battle cruisers, a lot of Guardian play. Just like stuff you don't normally see in the professional games because they're not considered good, but, you know, you really shouldn't restrict yourself to the things professionals do. There's your dropship, got a handful of Marines, got a siege tank out, working on, guess what, siege mode at 7 minutes. So all the upgrades in the machine shop are done. Effectively, and will be done in the before the 8-minute mark, which is just banana pants. Oh, Vulture is slipping around. Dude, they can get in again. Ah, Nazgul leaves his front door open. He is trying to expand, actually, if you look at this. Oh, we're going to take Reaver shots to the face. Oh, did they just... No! All right, I got to rewind that a little bit. And the music resets, too. Okay, so I was looking at the expansion up here that's happening. So you're like, okay, I got a Reaver out. Hooray! I'm making... Okay, I should be able to deal with these guys, no problem. But then... Spider-Mine finishes it off. Sick plays from Boxer here. My gosh, just free reign on these probes. Absolutely obliterating everything known to man. Dead, 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 dead. I mean, probe count getting knocked down. It is now under the Terran's worker count. Not where you want to be in this matchup at all. Okay, good snipe. Taking down that Vulture. This Vulture only has 2 kills, so it's not the worst thing in the world, but guess what? Your dropship is coming in. You got double siege tank with siege mode here. Oh, you can just set up. Oh, there's a little high ground here. Oh no. Flee! Flee, probes! Flee, Dragoons! And the Vultures have done such a good job keeping the Dragoon count low. Oh, all the mining has stopped here. This is absolutely disgusting from Boxer. Gonna maybe unload. Well, guess what? We unsieged our tank. So do you want to unload here? Well, fire. We can hit you from the... Oh my gosh. Unsieged tanks can hit from here. Disgusting. I'm gonna stop saying that word. But man, this has been some stupidly incredibly good stuff. Dragoon goes down. The dropship micro on display here. Ba-bam. Ba-bam. Get it out. Nazgul. No. Nazgul loses that. There's more Vultures inside, just actually not doing much of anything because Boxer's attention is all trying to keep these tanks alive with some dropship micro against shuttle micro here, but oh, 4 kills on that siege tank, 36 HP. Vultures in the house, and that's it. We are donezo. GG. Taps right on out. What on earth was that? Was Control M rewind all the way? Did I know that? No, Control M does this. What did I hit to go all the way back? Oh, he's dodging. Oh my gosh. He just dodges enough shots. And that's it. That's the final Dragoon. There's a Zealot out, but what's a Zealot going to do in this situation? Boof. I mean, we're going to try to do more of these. I'm going to do more of the shorter ones here from the Pimpus plays, which is this one is. But then also, I'm really this close to finding an answer to the broken replays. Right? I'm this close. I did find a little version switcher program for Brood War where you can load up into 1.16 or 1.08 or any of those older versions, and it's that version of the executable, so it should be able to load these replays from those eras perfectly. My thing is, I don't know how to get replays to load in those versions, and that's what I'm struggling with. But yeah, I'll get it figured out. We'll get some of those older Pimpus replays ready to go, but that was a lot of fun, man. That is what an aggressive Terran player with a Boxer skill level can do to you. Right? And sure, a lot of that was leaving this door wide open. Nazgul did a pretty good job protecting it. I mean, Boxer had to break it down with Spider Mines once. The second time he came back, there was just nobody there because he was trying to do his own aggressive thing, which completely got shut down, by the way, because he had to defend with his stuff because he went for an expansion when Boxer did not. And yeah, just Vultures with Spider Mines and speed are so frustrating to deal with inside your main base, almost as bad as dealing with Zerglings. Probably worse than dealing with Zerglings because these guys have range and Spider Mines and Zerglings don't. And then, yeah, just casually setting up tanks on the high ground, murdering a bunch of stuff. 4 kills on that siege tank. That tank had a bunch of kills, too. Denied a bunch of mining. Nazgul's bank was nothing. And he had 15 probes remaining, 26 total supply. Just overall in a terrible position. Not enough money to make another Dragoon. And had to tap out. So that was fun. Sometimes these shorter matches... pretty good stuff, especially if you've got legends like Boxer and Nazgul in here. 21,000 to 16,000 points for Boxer. Ended out producing the Protoss player by a bunch. Outkilled 32 to 13. That is a, wow. That's almost a 3-to-1 kill death ratio, which is sick. Structures constructed 16 to 18. And then total spent on resources here, 7,300 to 7,100. Part of that is because Boxer had an economy back home. Nazgul lost a bunch of it because they had to pull the probes off of the minerals and because a bunch of those probes died. It was a twofer scenario. So well done, Boxer. Gets the win here today. That's going to be it for me. This has been a StarCraft Brood War cast, a Pimpest play of the year 2002. I believe this was considered an honorable mention. So we'll have to get some of the better ones here later. But yeah, that's going to be it for me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw, what you heard today. You can also catch me at Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.